Jervis Bay, listed on the Register of the National Estate in 1993 for its natural and cultural features. For over 20,000 years, this area has been a powerful dreaming place for Aboriginal people. Beecroft Peninsula, the encircling northern arm of the bay, is the spiritual birthplace of the 13 Aboriginal tribes of the New South Wales South Coast. This long association with the land is evident through rock art, axe grinding grooves, and the extensive midden sites, more than 200 on Beecroft Peninsula alone. Jervis Bay is unique in that it was formed by a geological upheaval, unlike other bays on the east coast, which formed when the oceans rose to drown ancient river valleys. The bay occupies a transition zone between the warm temperate zone to the north and the cool temperate zone to the south. As a result of this unusual combination of climate and geology, the bay is home to an incredible diversity of plants and animals, all of which can be found elsewhere, but nowhere together in such obvious harmony. The hinterland of the bay is dominated by a complex array of forests, heathlands, sedgelands and wetlands. The heathlands of the bay are of international significance for their richness of species and represent some of the last stands of coastal heath on the east coast. Pockets of remnant rainforest are scattered round the bay, providing habitat for many species. The satin bowerbird is one forest dweller, the male spending much of his time in decorating the bower with which he hopes to entice a female. In places, forest meets the sea. Mangroves occupy the intertidal zone between the rainforest of the land and the rainforests of the sea, the seagrass meadows. The bay's unpolluted waters sustain over 900 hectares of Posidonia and Zostera seagrass, vital components of the marine environment. The seagrasses are prolific with marine life, pilchards, anchovies, worms and crustaceans, and are vital for breeding and habitat. In many other parts of the coast, seagrasses once thriving have now been destroyed through pollution or other human activities. Throughout the bay, the endless struggle between the land and the sea is evident. At the bay's entrance, towering cliffs serve as a barrier to the Pacific Ocean's pounding surf, creating a surreal landscape of rock formations. The darkness that hides the penguin's nightly march affords similar protection to many creatures of the forest, But as in any ecosystem imbalance, there are predators such as the sooty owl, one of the many rare and endangered species to be found here. The spotted-tailed quoll is another creature of the night, feeding on small mammals, birds and insects. A ferocious predator, it's now on the brink of extinction through the effects of habitat destruction and competition from feral animals. The forests and heaths of the bay contain many rare and endangered animals and birds, including the white-footed dunnart, the New Holland mouse, and many species of arboreal mammals. An extensive array of perch swamps and lagoons provides further opportunities for a proliferation of wildlife. The diamond python, another rare species found at the bay, inhabits these areas, feeding on small reptiles, birds and frogs. An aerial view of the bay highlights the link between the land and the sea. Bowen Island, standing at the gateway to the bay, is surrounded by seagrass meadows, which are dependent on the remarkable water clarity so characteristic of Jervis Bay. Maintenance of this water quality requires an undeveloped catchment with the swamps, lagoons and wetlands intact, filtering sediments and pollutants. Without a healthy terrestrial environment, the seagrasses will disappear. Along with them, the dolphins, penguins and other marine creatures that comprise the fabric of the bay. The bay has survived plans for development, yet for each plan that falls by the wayside, another equally inappropriate scheme will be proposed. Plans to dump sewage near Bowen Island, plans for urban expansion, and to relocate the Defence Department's East Coast Armaments Complex have all arisen, phoenix-like from the ashes of earlier failed proposals. The 1975 House of Representatives Standing Committees on Environment and Conservation unanimously found that the bay's primary value as a national resource lay in its potential for recreation and scientific reference purposes, and that large-scale expansion of naval facilities would put this at risk. Little has changed in the 20 years that have elapsed since. There is still only one future for Jervis Bay, as a marine national park, but time is running out.